we're going to start by looking just at how things rotate here. So we will have a pre-image and an image, just like normal. Pre-image is the first one. Image is the second one. They are both going to be equal distances away from a center of rotation. And this point Q right here is called our center of rotation, or the point about which we are rotating, which is center of rotation, but I don't usually use that. I don't think to say it. So this Q here is what I'm rotating around. That's what I'm rotating around. And X right here is the degrees of rotation. And for today, we are always going counterclockwise. So we will always be rotating this way, counterclockwise, at least for today. You could actually rotate the other way using what we did today. You could actually rotate this way, but what you would end up doing is like saying, well, if I rotate this way, it's really like rotating counterclockwise this many.
Wouldn't it say flip G next?
Oh wait, yeah.
It's gotta be saying flip G. Oh, right here. It's gotta say flip G.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at 3 different rotations.
Flip G.
We're going to look at 90, 180, and 270. Anything more than that, we're just going to end right back up on a 90, 180, or 270. Or if I go 360 degrees, if I rotate 360 degrees, have I changed? No. 360 degrees is a full circle, right? It's like you stood here, you went all the way around and ended where you started. So we're really only going to learn 3. To start with, for a 90-degree rotation, this is the specific way to write it. So this lowercase r stands for rotate. Remember, capital R was reflect. Lowercase is rotate. And then after that, we are given the number of degrees. So the amount. And then this next one is our center of rotation.
Oh, is it?
So we are going to rotate 90 degrees about, then you see this, it's kind of a funny looking O. That stands for origin. So this kind of funny looking O is, yeah, I know it's bad.
Wait, so what's the center of rotation?
Right now
Oh.
it is this O, which stands for origin,
Okay.
which is 0, 0.
Okay.
We will almost always use 0, 0 today. Actually, today we will always use 0, 0. We almost always use it. So O stands for
Almost don't
origin,
count.
and it just means right in the middle. Alright. So, if I'm going to go and rotate point G right here 90 degrees, point G is at 3, 2. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, which this was our warm-up problem. We already know it's going to be at -3, -2. There's actually a shortcut I can use without actually making these lines or anything. And that shortcut is flip X and Y around, and then multiply the X by -1. So I'm going to rotate G, which is at 2, 3. To do that, I'm going to flip X and Y around, so I'll get 3, 2, and then I'm going to multiply my new X by -1. That's a -1. Saved it.
So what's that dot for? Is that
It's
times?
times, yeah, it's a times -1. And we get -3, 2. So every time we rotate by 90, flip X and Y, multiply X by -1. That's it.
Maybe like the
Oh, I can't see the bottom.
Because each kind of thing has a set amount.
Okay, can't do the
Okay.
bottom, everything's that way.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I understand.
Maybe we just need to flip over and like with negative signs to reach that region, I guess.
Yeah. I see what you're actually, I'm not sure. I see what you're saying now. I'm actually not sure. But I've never thought about that. Alright. You got it, Kylie?
Yeah.
If it's going to be like 90 degrees longer, then it's going to be fixed between those 4.
think about it. It might actually be easier to do it that way. You got it, Connor?
Yeah.
Alright, the other one we're going to look at is a 180-degree rotation. And just like last time, little r's rotate 180 degrees, the weird O is origin. And 180-degree rotation is easy. You take your x and y, and you multiply them both by -1.
Again? Oh,
Yep, that's it. So if I'm going to rotate G, which is at 2, 3, and I'm going to do it 180 degrees, all I'm going to do is multiply by -1, multiply by -1. And I'm going to get to -2, -3. And then, I'll give you a second to get it still. The last one we're going to do is a 270-degree rotation, and it's really, really similar to the 90. Except, for a 270, we're going to flip x and y, but this time, we're going to multiply y by -1. And that's the same thing as doing a 270-degree rotation. So if my original is at 2, 3, I'm going to flip x and y around, and I'm going to multiply my new x by -1. And all we're going to do is just practice doing these for a little bit.
Okay.
Hold up, Mookie.
All right, I'll wait.
That sucks. Try again.
wait, this is all we're doing today?
We're just going to practice doing these, yeah.
And that's it? Cool.
Unless you make me mad.
Are you mad, Wolfie?
No.
Oh, I see.
Just tired.
Okay.
My head hurts.
Which I blame the freshmen. Even though they weren't really that bad today.
It's funny.
Got it, Quanah?
It's funny. Wait. You got to be what?
All right. So we are going to look at
You need the tiny.
this triangle right here.
Crap.
And we are going to do some rotations. Actually, I'm going to make this a little easier. Let's actually make this easier.
Just do it.
And let's do A.
Yes.
We're just going to do A.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we're just going to do A for right
So
now.
we're skipping 270.
So, yeah, so we are still going to do all 3 rotations, but we're only going to do point A, which is right here. So we're not going to rotate the whole triangle, just point A.
No, we already did 270.
So we are going to rotate point A here. So point A is at
-2.
-2, -1, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to start by doing our 90-degree rotation. So for my 90-degree, nope, that's a G, not a 9. Alright, so for my 90-degree about the origin.
Oh, wait.
So we're going to do our 90-degree rotation first. So for my 90, I have to flip x and y around. -1, -2. And then we are going to multiply.
By
Got that?
-1?
No, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we're going to multiply x by -1 to get, let's see, that'll change to a +1, -2. And because this is my new shape, that's going to be A prime. It's going to be at 1, -2. And I'm going to graph it. Let's see. 1, -2. That's going to be right here. That is A prime. Okay? So we're going to do the same thing to point A, except this time we're going to do a 180-degree rotation. So for my rotating of a 180-degree about the origin. So let's see. I'm starting here at -1, -2, right? To do my 180, I'm going to multiply both of these by -1. And I'm going to get +1, +2. And because this is my second point, this is going to be A double prime. So I'm going to go 1, 1, 2. And I'm going to label that as A double prime. And the last one is going to be 270. So my A is at, I don't know, that's right. My rotate of 270, about the origin. So I'm starting out at -1, -2. I'm going to flip X and Y around and go -2, -1. Multiply Y by -1 this time. -2, +1. And because this is my third one, it's going to be A triple prime.
Hold on.
Yep, I'll wait. And -2, +1 right there. It'll be A triple prime.
This is complicated. It's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Too much writing.
Not that bad.
Oh,
We could do proofs again if you wanted.
No thanks.
No, I'm good. I didn't mean that.
I didn't think so. I thought you wanted to. That's it. That's all we're gonna do.
Anything with it, as long as it's not holding. No, I should have kept going with it.
Next lesson.
Oracle time.
Alright, on our next one, we are going to do.
It says just
Actually-
270.
Alright, so on this time around, I'm gonna do a rotation on the entire shape, but we're not gonna do all three of them. Well, we're gonna do one, then you guys are gonna do one, and we're gonna skip another one. So we're gonna do a 180-degree rotation together. So skip the 90. We're gonna skip 90. So we're gonna do a 180-degree rotation together. So to start with, I'm gonna list A, B, and C. So A is at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. B is at 2, 0. And C is at 1, 2. Okay? So I'm going to start by doing a 180-degree rotation. For 180, we multiply both things by -1. So my A prime is going to be my 180-degree rotation. So my rotation of 180 degrees about the origin. So A prime times -1 times -1 up there, and I get -3, -3. And I'm going to graph that point. -1, -2, -3. -1, -2, -3. That's going to be my A prime right there. And we're going to keep going, and we're going to do it to B this time. To get a B prime. So I'm going to multiply by -1, multiply by -1, and I'm going to get -2, 0. So I'm going to go -2, up and down 0, and that is my B prime.
See, God go 1 and down 2. 1, 8.
And then the last one, for C prime, multiply by -1 times by -1. I get -1, -2. So left 1, down 1, 2. And that's my C prime.
No way I can remember all of this.
Good thing you got a notes paper, huh?
I might not even look at it. Who knows?
You probably should.
I
Be good,
should,
man.
but I wouldn't.
That's it.
Now 270. I already forgot to do 270.
Check
What
back
you
on your
do like sub
So
like
that way
add,
you-
switch and then you times -1 for y.
So that way
Yep.
you 270.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yep.
270.
Alright, so we just did 180 together. I want you guys to do 270. Rotate this original shape here 270 degrees. So just like you did before, or just like we did here, list your new points after you do the 270 degrees and then graph it. So we're going to go R, rotate 270.
So when
about
you're
the
rotating, it's always going to be counterclockwise?
Yes.
Okay.
So do your 270 degree rotations, and because this is your second shape, it's going to be double prime. And I'll tell you what, let's do the first one together. So A is at 3, 3,
Wait,
right?
It didn't even look like the same.
Yeah.
Crap, I messed up.
What?
Can you look at mine for a sec?
In a second? Yeah.
No, right now.
No, in a second. I want a second.
Fine. Let's give it 3 over 3, -3. That
All right,
one's
actually,
easy.
let's do B.
B, that'll be like
B double.
0,
We'll do B
-2.
double rhyme because that'll be a little easier. All right. So for 270, the first thing is to flip x and y. So I'm going to flip x and y around and get 0,
-2.
2.
-2.
The second step is multiply y by -1. So I'm just going to keep going. And
-2.
times by -1 right there. And I'm going to get 0, -2.
Oh, it is.
0, -2 is right here. So I'm going to label that B double prime.
Look how I did it though. C
Okay.
would not make sense.
You get like a line.
Yeah, that's how my
So you have to go
triangle
through to
is.
the same
I got C.
steps. So for A, flip x and y around, multiply y by -1.
You have to
Yeah, I did transit by the Y.
For
I switched
270,
it.
yes.
2
It doesn't
open.
say.
No,
Oh.
this
So
is that that?
This is this one.
This is
That one I did in my head.
Multiply y.
That's 270.
The one in the
So
middle.
for A, flip x and y,
Do it on paper.
multiply y by -1.
How do you erase it then? I got A right. I got B right. It's just C. I switched it. We got 2.
This is for 279 here. What did I do wrong?
Oh, I got it.
These are the normal ones, right? Then you flip
That
them.
should be a -3.
There we go. Never mind. Cool. I'm good. I found C. I know what I did wrong.
After we're done with the lesson. We're almost done. Almost done.
Hey, go kid, this worked actually.
I'm good.
Ah.
Cool net.
So for A, flip x and y around, which on A, if you flip around, doesn't change. Okay, multiply y by -1.
Okay. This, right?
I can't see what you're doing.
This, right?
Yeah, so for your original A is right here, right? So flip that around, but nothing changes. So we'll just go 3, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, now multiply the new y by -1. So y is here, right? So multiply by -1. And just y right again, right next to it. And that's your A double primed because it's the second shape. You just didn't draw the first one. Same thing on C. So here's your original, right?
Yeah.
So flip around. You forgot to flip it first. It starts off 1, 2. So 2, yeah, that'll be it. Yeah, you did it all in the same
Alright,
steps.
so
It's
just
fine.
flipping. Okay.
But then you have to actually graph your points.
Alright, I was overthinking.
Go here. Which one do you want to do?
Why are we doing exit ticket hard now? Oh, it's not. Oh, oh. You reckon? Yes. Yosh.
All right, anybody? Which I think yes. Okay. Yeah. Anybody still working on this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start
Do
us
we
off,
have some
Larry.
credit for the exit ticket?
What do you get for A double prime?
Mm.
No.
3
What?
-3.
3 -3. For A double prime, which is at 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Tyler,
Hey, yo, what's up?
let's see double prime.
C double. Oh, that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, all right. Finish it off. Finish it off.
Alright, wait a second. So that would be 2 times. So that would be
Yeah.
-3, -1.
That's a big guy.
I think you put part of A in
Got one
there
of them.
accidentally.
Psych. Oh, God.
Yeah, because it should be 2 -1.
Or C,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Dominating.
Or are you on the exit ticket?
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, we're on the exit ticket?
No.
No, no, I'm not on the exit.
I don't know what you did then. Hang on, let me look.
Oh.
Minus one,
Thank
they
you.
do.
Yeah, you have one.
But that's, yeah, 4.
That was 4.
4 big dudes in
Hang
there.
on, let me look.
Bro.
No, it was 3.
That's what you're saying.
I think it was 3. Yeah, it was 3. 2 people were by each other and that one guy came and then he got it. Then he died. So that was 3.
I'm about to get that one guy down taking him out.
Yeah.
He went right.
Yeah.
This is 5.
Alright, that's fine. You got your original point wrong.
I thought he was like 6'4".
I thought it was 670.
Alright, that
That's what I heard.
is it.
I'm just a fetus.
So, for your exit ticket, I only want you to do 90.
Thank you.
Unless you make me mad. I'm gonna add some on. Monkey Lark. And 180.
No.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. All right. Oh, and I got to print off your homework too, so give me a second for that.